7%. That's the average completion rate for online courses. Not for ADHD people, but for everyone. For ADHD people with no social component, under 2%. You know what a system that fails 98% of its users is called? It's not called a motivation problem. It's called a bad system. The course format was invented back in the 19th century, simply to solve a distribution problem, which is, how do you get information to many people cheaply? That's what courses answered. But was it ever validated as the best way for a human brain to actually learn something? No. Nobody checked. They just kept building more courses and blaming you when you didn't finish them. Here's what actually happens when you take a course. Information arrives. No dopamine, no stakes, no emotional context. No one is asking you a question. You're sitting there receiving answers to questions you haven't asked yet. So your brain, especially your ADHD brain, does exactly what it was designed to do. It files information under I don't care about this, which simply means nowhere. ADHD brains run on 30% lower dopamine baseline than a neurotypical brain. The mild interest that neurotypical people use to survive a boring lecture, you don't have that. It's not there. And without dopamine, without emotional stakes, your hippocampus doesn't open the encoding channel. The information arrives, but no address is assigned, and simply you cannot retrieve what was never stored correctly. Here's what's interesting. For 400,000 years, before classrooms, before MOOCs, massive open online courses, before LinkedIn Learning, before every course you've paid for and abandoned, every human skill was transmitted through one method, which is watching someone who already had it. Surgery, music, software architecture. The domains where mastery is highest are still the domains where people learn by watching masters, not by sitting in a lecture. Your brain is not designed for a classroom. That classroom, it's 300 years old. Your brain is 200,000 years old. Disciple mode, it's Zalfol's answers to this. Open it. And the first thing you see is a number. Right now, on a fresh account, maybe it's gonna be around 5% or something, 0%. It represents what YouTube is currently serving you of the field you've begged to learn. 8 channels out of 200 channels you've subscribed to. That's what 5% means. The other 192 channels you've subscribed to, you've trained them to serve you entertainment, not the fields that you'd like to learn. The app knows, and one of the questions Zalfol Disciple Mode is built to answer is how do we change that number? The social quadrant is where you follow the actual people in your field, not their courses, but their drama, their fights, their social life, and the arguments they just can't seem to stop having. Linus versus Nvidia, DHH versus Silicon Valley, real practitioners with real skin in the game. That's because your amygdala doesn't store information based on their educational value. It files them based on emotional weight. When you follow the people and their fights and their drama and their life become part of your emotional landscape, that field stops becoming something you're trying to learn. It becomes somewhere you're living. And as you follow the drama in the socials, words are gonna start appearing in your lingo bingo board. Deploy, bug, commit, repo. You didn't study those words. You encountered them in a fight between two people you've come to respect, to interact with, to watch in a sentence in their conversations where the words actually mattered. And you'll find that by the third time you've seen it in 3 different arguments, it's not vocabulary anymore. It's language you've heard in real use. The sandbox is where you stop watching and start building. It's simply a lighter version of the CEO mode. Many projects in that field without the pressure of being your actual work. You pick a field concept, you'll find it broken into micro tasks and key results, and try to actually build something. You're not studying what a real project in that field looks like. You're doing one in the training ground, not the arena. That's phase 1. More integrations with cutting-edge learning tools are being built right now and coming in the future. The library is where you import a YouTube course playlist. But Zalfol doesn't let you just watch passively. It's a full integrated experience within Zalfol. Every insight you want to keep goes to keyboard. Every idea that fires goes to miner. CEO mode, goldfish mode, they're just one tab away to act on what you just learned. And every minute you spend watching in the library automatically feeds the alignment score, the number that opened back at 5% if you can remember. This is one of the ways it gets bigger and bigger. Above the quadrants, you'll find the elder and the tour guides. The elder is designed to never give you a direct answer, only questions. Curiosity opens the hippocampus encoding channel before information arrives. A question you can't answer that lives with you, where you struggle to find the answer yourself, that's a memory you'll keep for life. While the tour guide is the external accountability structure, the companion that's gonna notice when you disappear for a while, the companion that will ask you questions that will open the next door in the field you're trying to learn. Tour guide is also a rank that you can actually apply to be once you've spent enough time in that field. And street coins. And I need to be extremely precise here about what they are and what they aren't. They are not a reward system. That's not a cheap gamification tactic. They are an accountability system. Here's the ADHD patterns they're designed to interrupt. When you enter a field, it's high novelty, excited, present, consuming. Then the novelty starts to fade. You'll find your brain starting to look for the exit. Not because you stopped caring, but because your dopamine system isn't designed to maintain interest in the familiar. Every time this happens, and it happened in every field you've tried to enter, you simply leave and you lose everything you've built there. Every session you've shown up for, every fight you've engaged with, every word that you hardly try to retain. You simply don't know that you forget a lot. That's ADHD for you. Coins make that investment visible. When your brain is looking for the exit, Zalfol is gonna show you exactly what you're walking away from. That loss aversion, it becomes your retention mechanism. The decision to leave, it's no longer abstract. It has real numerical cost that you can see. Here is what I need you to learn before the end of this series. Your brain is not broken. It simply was running in the wrong container. The ADHD brain, given the right environment, genuine emotional stakes, wars encountered in real conflicts, something to actually build, the full library of tools active while you're learning, and the full weight of accumulated investment visible every time you want to leave, is capable of extraordinarily fast and deep learning. This is not motivational talk. It's neuroscience. The Disciple mode, it's designed to be the right container for you. The full science behind all of this is in a dedicated section in the blog called Immersive Learning. Every mechanism I've described here, every citation, it's linked in the description. This is the end of series 1. You can manage it right now within Zalfol with the boxes, and you can feed it in Disciple mode. I'll see you in series 2, inshallah.